Jamie's Local Love, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast.
Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Jamie Soretta. On this podcast, we celebrate everything local. And did you know that March is Arizona Wine Month? Well, what a lovely thing, because I have two very cool ladies with me today. They own Genuwine, Arizona, Emily Reeve and Lindsay Shinneman. Hello, ladies.
Hi, Jamie.
Happy Arizona Wine Month.
Happy Arizona Wine Month. I feel like we should drink
Yes.
We totally should be.
I know. We can't for now, but we will meet up later.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about how you describe yourselves as soulmate business partners.
Yes.
You weren't always in wine, though.
No. Yeah. We met actually while we were teaching, and we loved teaching together. We would create co-lessons just so we could
Work
teach
together.
Yes. And we'd combine our classes. And
so 7th grade math, 7th grade science, and I had 30 kids plus in my class. She had 30 kids plus in her class, and we would just take all 60 kids to the library so that we could co-teach together. And I think from doing that, we just learned that we love working together and building things.
Where were you teaching?
In Gilbert.
In Gilbert?
Yeah. Yeah.
for
7th
about
grade.
6 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, so how long were your teaching careers? Tell me.
I taught for 8 years, a little bit in Chicago, and then I moved to Arizona and taught in Gilbert, and that's when Lindsay and I, it
was about 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about the same amount of time.
About the same amount of time. We taught for 5 years together, and we were like, you know what? We love working together, but maybe let's get out of education, do something different. Let's open a wine bar.
So what made you want to get out of education?
That's a great question.
It's, we loved teaching, and we were really good at it and creating all these lessons, and it just came to a point where we couldn't take it where we wanted to take it as far as our co-teaching and being creative with the lessons that we wanted to come up with. And we were like, you know what, we want to do something where we just work together, we get to
create something and like take it to the limit we want to. Like, we weren't being capped at, you have to stop here, you can't keep going. And so we wanted to just create our own space.
Yeah.
And, I'm always impressed with teachers, because I find a lot of teachers become entrepreneurs because you could take an empty room and put a feeling into it and make it really special. You know how to get around obstacles. You're creative, you're free thinkers, and you know how to get things done. True. And in your wine bar, there is one specific piece of equipment, dare I say, that kind of started this whole thing. Tell me about this.
Yeah, our self-serve.
Our self-serve wine system. So my husband and I took a trip to France in 2016. And when we were there, we went on this wine tasting, and it was a self-serve wine tasting. And I just thought it was the coolest thing to get to walk around, look at the wine labels, taste at your own pace, read about the wines, and not have, someone come up to you all the time, and not just have a big arbitrary list of wines that you don't know what they mean. You could take your time and do it. So I think I messaged Lindsay from France, and I was like, all right, we're going to open up a self-serve wine bar. Like, this is so cool. Like, we have to do it. I haven't seen anything like it here. So
I laughed for quite a while.
Yeah,
and then I think it took a couple months, and we're like, okay, maybe you might be onto something.
Really?
Maybe we should do it.
yeah.
Well, you get this message from France or wherever you are, and you're like, she's had some wine.
Yeah.
But now it's turned out to be a great
which
concept.
is wild.
You tell us where you're located on Roosevelt Road.
Yeah, Roosevelt and First Avenue, right across from the light rail, right under Union at Roosevelt. So there's condos right above us, right across from the Episcopal Church.
And you mentioned the condos right above you, because that made your space become really special to those people who live there. You became a catch-all, kind of that third space for a lot of people, and you built out that space to really be very homey. Tell me about that.
Yeah, a coffee shop vibe with wine. And everyone, we're both from the Midwest, so it was really important to us to create a space where you feel welcomed and where the waitress or the bartender knows you and cares about you. So that was very important. And
yeah, the atmosphere is what we're all about. And I think that's honestly how we came up with the name Genuwine, is we wanted first to think about what the feeling of the bar that we wanted to create would be. And we were like, we just want a genuine environment, a genuine place for people to come. And we're like, you know what? We keep using this word genuine. Let's call it Genuwine.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's brilliant. It's very teachery of you.
It is,
You gotta love words.
Yeah.
You guys are math and science teachers. But you know how to combine the magic combination, I imagine. Okay, so you're a couple of teachers, you're teaching in Gilbert, you still teach, and you're coming up with this business plan, I imagine, after hours.
Yes.
So what do you do to take those first steps?
We literally Googled how to write a business plan because we don't have any business experience. And honestly, it was being teachers and working hard and persevering that got us through. So we, Googled how to write a business plan.
And somehow compiled like a
30-page business plan. We got an SBA loan, which was
a whole bunch of red
difficult
tape
to get.
And we would meet with mentors, and it was interesting because everyone kept saying, "You guys are pretty much crazy. Like, don't quit teaching. This is not going to ever happen." And
it did. And we didn't listen to those people.
Right.
We were so positive mindset focused, and we really just manifested this into existence. We were like, this is going to happen. And I don't know how or why, but our husbands supported us 100% from the beginning. They never even questioned it. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, you guys go.
Which is crazy. And when you ask them now, they're like,
yeah. But they never said to us. Yeah, I'm sure in the back of their heads, they were like, these girls are insane, but no, they were really supportive from the beginning. And so we wrote our business plan, got the loan, quit teaching, got the liquor license, found our location, started construction, got all the permitting.
And we did it all ourselves,
Yes.
which is wild that we had no experience and we just figured everything out as we went, and here we are.
Yeah.
As far as the construction or
Everything, permitting, there's so many permits, and we had no idea. We'd go get one and they'd be like, oh, but you need this one first. And we're like, oh, well,
Yeah.
it would have been nice if somebody would have told us.
Yeah.
Right.
We just didn't have any like money to start up, and we hustled from the beginning. Lindsay's husband is really good with woodworking. He made all of our tables, all of our behind the bar. So he did a lot of that woodwork
cabinetry
stuff. Yeah. So that was really helpful, and we thrifted a lot of stuff, and we
It's just made with a lot of love.
It really is blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into the construction of Genuwine, for sure.
So how were you able to make that move to be financially ready to leave teaching and then put money into something that's not open yet?
It was scary and it was hard. Our SBA loan really got us there.
Got us started, and we obviously we each put in money too. And we just, I don't know, we were just so positive about it, and there was never
a doubt. We were just set on it's going to happen, and this is what we have to do.
And we're going to make it happen. So we just kept pushing. We push. So from the day that we Googled how to write a business plan to the day that we opened our doors was 14 months. So a little over a year.
And we signed our lease, September or something.
Yeah.
And we had to start paying rent January 1st. And so we were out of money at that point.
Yeah.
And so we had our soft opening the week before, and we're like, we have to make enough money to pay our rent on the 1st. And by God's grace,
And
we did.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, we did.
Just enough, I think.
Yeah, it was barely enough. But we scraped by, and at first it was literally just me and Lindsay, and we would have our husbands come in and work with us.
And our friends would be washing dishes in the back.
Yeah, my mother-in-law was prepping cheese, it's just a family business.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
It was a crazy time.
It was crazy.
How did you end up on Roosevelt Row?
We knew right from the get-go. Well, Emily introduced me to it, and we loved that community vibe, the art, and it just felt so good. The minute we went down there for a meeting, we're like, this is it. This is where we're supposed to be. It just felt like home.
So good. And then we couldn't find really a location. We couldn't find anything that was open. And so we were open to looking other locations in the East Valley, and we met this realtor who had a location in Gilbert or something, and we told him we would really love to be downtown, and he was like, oh, actually I have a spot that hasn't even been listed yet, let me show it to you on Roosevelt. And that's how we found our spot.
Wow. It was a pocket listing.
Yes.
What was it before?
Nothing. It was
Oh my
brand
gosh.
new.
No
That's why
way.
construction was difficult to get through, because we had to do everything, the plumbing, the electrical. It was just a shell when we got it. So drywall, everything we did.
Yeah, construction was
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's paint a picture of what it's like when you walk in it. It's Genuwine. So when you walk in, what do we experience?
Yeah, we have a bunch of different seating. You can sit in a couch or a comfy chair, read a book. We have tables. We have a big farm table if you want to sit with a group of people. Our wine machines,
Yes,
which are
of
the
course.
focal point.
Yeah, we have 24 bottles of wine in our wine machines, and each one can dispense a taste, a half glass, or a full glass. So you can do your own little wine tasting. We are also a bottle shop, so you can buy a bottle to go. And we can't forget our beer lovers.
Local beers, all local beers on tap, and other options are in our beer fridge. We have local products. So, like if you're putting together a birthday gift, we have lots of awesome local
Stuff
to
local
put together.
candles, local treats, local
Yeah, snacks.
goodies. Yeah,
Yeah.
snacks.
I love gifting people snacks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have so much,
Yeah.
but they'll be intrigued to be introduced
Yeah.
into a new Arizona popcorn or a honey that they haven't tried or whatever. So I always think
Definitely.
snacks are a great gift.
And whenever we have company come to town, I always make them a little local gift basket for
I bet they love
when they
that.
come. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, we mentioned it's Arizona Wine Month.
Yes.
So let's talk about your Arizona wines that you have.
Yeah.
Yes, so many good
So many good ones. One of my favorites is Chateau Tumbleweed. They're located up in Clarkdale, and they just have really solid wines.
Every
like,
wine they make is
so good.
killer. Yeah.
And the art labels they do themselves, and they're creative, and they come out with different ones all the time. And yeah, they're really just great to work with. And
Merkin, Callaghan, Dose, Rune. And the thing we love about carrying their wines is we've been to their wineries, and they are all blood, sweat, and tears, just like we were.
Yeah.
Like the winemaker runs the shop. They
do the tasting room.
they do everything,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely incredible. So we love to support them, and
Yeah, just some really, really good, solid.
Yeah.
Twisted Union, Page Springs. There's so many good
and there's
ones.
new ones popping up that we just keep hearing about, and
Yeah.
it's so cool to see how quickly Arizona wine is growing.
Yeah.
I think people never really understood that we can do this in the desert.
Yeah.
And then, I've spoken to winemakers who say grapes love the desert. They can grow in almost anything. So I'm glad Arizona wine is getting more clout these days. Plus, it's just a fun trip.
Yeah,
To go to one of these cities and even afternoon in Old Town Scottsdale and row down to some of the tasting rooms there.
Yeah.
But just to explore and hear, like you said, the stories.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning a trip soon? Are you doing more researching? Tell me more.
yeah.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
We're going up to like the Cottonwood area.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Chateau Tumbleweed, stop there for sure, and then Merkin has a new like hillside wine restaurant, and we have to
really
check
excited,
that out. So we're really excited to go up there and check that out too.
So I've been there.
Oh, how was it?
Well, it's super cool. It's right next to the tavern.
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
stay at the tavern.
Yeah.
And then it is beautiful. And I think the idea was to show all the things that happen. So they grow the wine, grow the grapes. You have the grapes, and then you have the different things all on one property. So you could see the different pieces of it. It's pretty impressive.
That's
and the
really
pasta's
cool.
good there too.
A way to highlight, and people can actually
Yes.
see and experience.
All of it together. Because it's a lot of tasting rooms in Cottonwood.
Yeah.
So that must have been one of the fun parts of this business is exploring and researching. What have been the really tough parts that you thought, oh man, this I was not expecting?
COVID. That was a tough part for us.
But like you said, our teaching background really came into practice during COVID, like being flexible and creative. And we'd stand outside with like
signs.
have like little garage sales on our patio, like selling alcohol. We just needed customers, and we needed money during that. 'Cause
Yeah.
we had to be closed.
Yeah. So that was definitely a hard part. I think just construction and being antsy about getting it open was a hard part for us. But
How are things changing as far as we had talked a lot about finding employees? Is that still an issue for a small business?
We have been so blessed with incredible employees that love Genuwine, and they want to be there, and they feel like ownership in the business. So they have been with us for a couple years. Like we have an employee who has been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
And
we feel really lucky because I know that other small businesses are like having employee retention issues at points, and for us we really haven't had that problem. And I think it is because people don't seek out Genuwine to work there just for a job. It's really because they want to be a part of
the community, they love wine, and they want to keep learning about wine. Like it's more about the business, not just a job, like you said.
And they know our customers know them.
And we have the best customers. Like, we have condos upstairs and across the street, so we have regulars, and it's like family.
How much
It's so cool.
of the customer base are those regulars right there?
A ton.
Well, we have a wine club that's almost 150, 200 people.
Oh, wow.
And so they're our regulars.
Yeah,
and
they come in all the time. But it's also nice being in Arizona because we do get a lot of out-of-towners that come in, especially during March, springtime, and they stop in and get to experience, Arizona wine, a local Arizona bar. So, yeah, it's nice.
It is really nice. And I know I've shared this story with you before, but when I lived in Oklahoma City, I lived in an apartment complex that had a bar and grill adjacent. And we had snowstorms and ice storms. And that is where we kind of huddled up through the storm. That's awesome. And it really became that space where you walk in the door, the longtime employee knows your order. We high five, and just you can walk in by yourself and just chill and order a cheese plate or whatever it is you wanted. It felt like such a comfortable, safe space, and I just really appreciated having that so close by. And I mentioned the cheese plate because you're not just serving wine; you're giving us some snacks as well. And tell me about what you can order while you're enjoying your wine.
Yeah, we have a build your own cheese board, which is cool because maybe you don't like something on the menu and you can pick exactly what you want, which cheese, crackers, meat, sides. We just added a panini, which is so good.
So you got a panini press.
Yes.
We got a panini press, and we open it at 11 a.m. So come in for lunch, have a panini. We do have some flatbreads. We have pretzel balls and beer cheese.
Yeah, some great appetizers. Yeah.
So
you can grab a little lunch, a little dinner.
A little lunch.
And you go open at 11. What time do you close?
Monday through Thursday, we close at 10. Friday and Saturday, we close at 11. And Sunday, we close at 9.
So that's a full day.
It's a full day, yeah. We wanted to be open for people, if you're...
Because we're always looking for spots to go during the day when we want to work.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Research, when you want to research?
Like a work spot. And
Yeah,
so
I
we're
see,
always trying to
yes.
find a spot to sit and have a drink, a beer or something while we're working. We're like, well, we're not even open. So like somebody couldn't even come to Genuwine and work.
Yeah.
And
So we just recently changed our hours in the new year to be open at 11 just to accommodate, we have Wi-Fi, wine, panini, come in and work from Genuwine.
How many friendships have you be created out of people running into each
it's
other?
so cool. Like we were talking about our regulars actually have like a group chat. Where
really?
they text.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And they chat and they're like, okay, let's go to Genuine.
Oh, that's awesome. So they're planning their next stop.
Yeah. So
and all of our employees have met at Genuine and are like best friends. Like they just, it is really just a family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I want to go back to your soulmate business partner situation because, you just never know when you enter into business with someone.
For sure.
Or enter into a marriage or someone.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. So why do you call it this? And what do you think you guys have working for you?
Yeah. It is like a marriage, and we knew that going into it. And I think one of the key factors that we did from the beginning is put our friendship first. It's not all about business with us. It's, my daughter calls Lindsay Aunt Lindsay. Like it's family. So we definitely put our friendship first. And a lot of people were like, don't go into business with your friend, blah, blah, blah. And I can tell you, I would not recommend it for anyone else, but we call each other business soulmates because I don't think that either one of us could do it with anybody else, but it works with us because we have the same brain.
Literally. We do. We do. We text each other first thing in the morning. Like we just genuinely care
Genuinely.
about each other and our friendship, and try to like go on outings. Like we're going to Cottonwood.
Yeah.
It's like a marriage. You have to
Nurture it.
Yeah. And what's great about it is people ask me like, oh, like, do you guys get in arguments or like disagreements about the bar? And we really don't. And I think it's because we have found each other, that we have the same mentality and we want to take our business in the same direction. So, we just, anytime we have an idea, we bounce the idea off of each other back and forth, and then we make it happen. We really haven't had.
And that's like what we did with teaching. That's why we realized we worked so well. We're like, okay, if we both want something, we find a way to make it happen. Emily's the go-getter, though. She will make it happen. She is.
What does Lindsay do well?
Everything. Lindsay does all of our accounting. Her spreadsheets are crazy.
Was this the math and you were the science?
Actually, no. I was the opposite. I was the math teacher, but Lindsay does all of our accounting, and she creates these spreadsheets that are all connected together. And like, she could tell you, like, 2 years ago on this day when we bought this, we spent this. Like, she just knows the ins and outs of all of our accounts.
You guys mentioned that you had thrifted a lot in your store.
Yes.
Is there something that's just really incredible in your store that you think, oh, this has such a good story?
I think of we have a school, is it still there, the school desk?
Yes.
That Emily cannot get rid of.
I can't get rid of it. I love it. It's like an old school, like, school desk.
That lifts up.
Yeah. And it has like the metal legs on it. And we just, right now, it's just like in our shop.
In the corner.
In
I think
the corner
maybe
with
a lamp on it or something.
Yeah, with storage. But I just can't get rid of it because it's like an homage to where we came from. So, yeah, that's something that we thrifted from the beginning. We're like, this is a cool school desk. Let's put it at the bar.
And now we can't get rid of it.
Can't get rid of it.
No, it seems like the perfect workspace for someone with their Wi-Fi, with their glass of wine or whatnot. What do you want to tell someone who's thinking about opening up a business with their best friend? What would you tell them?
I would say go for it. You just have to go for it. And that's one of the pieces of advice that we were given at the beginning. And it's just do it. Just believe in yourself that you can do it and make it happen. And don't let any obstacle get in your way.
Because there's going to be many obstacles and you just have to figure it out, get around it. There'll be another one on the other side. Figure it out one at a time and just keep going. You have to keep going.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated and not get discouraged?
Oh, we just love what we do. I think that's it, that we love.
And we could see the end goal. So when we were, starting up and there was an obstacle, like we could see the end goal and we could lean on each other for it. And that's why I think I don't think I could open a business by myself. It's like I need Lindsay to open it because we just could bounce the ideas off of each other, bounce the worries off of each other, and lean on each other when we needed to.
Did you guys really like wine, or was it community? What was it that you wanted to create?
I mean, we liked wine, but our wine knowledge and experience has grown exponentially from opening up this bar. But yeah, it was more about building a community, working together, and getting to do something that we love and be creative at.
And creating a place where wine wasn't so intimidating. Like, because we didn't know a lot about wine at that time, and going into a wine bar kind of felt like, we felt a little out of place. So we wanted to create a place where people could come try wines and not feel self-conscious, or they can just go up to the machine, get what they want. And like Emily has always said, if you like a wine, it's a good wine. Like you don't need the points. You don't need.
You don't need to go through a whole big procedure and, figure out like,
is this a good?
It's just
it's the reserve of
Just taste the wine. If you like it, then it's a good wine for you.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be complicated.
And you do have a lot of events there to help educate, but really just to have some fun and gather people together. So mid-March going into April and spring, do you have some events coming up?
Yeah, we have it is Women's History Month, so we have a Women in Wine tasting on March 28th, and that will be a couple wines that were made by women winemakers to showcase that. So we're excited to have that. We have trivia every Monday. We do book club the last Tuesday of the month, which is really exciting. We do bingo. We have live music every Saturday. So
First Friday, a local Arizona winemaker is there sharing some wines.
So April 1st Friday will be Sand Reckoner. So we're going to be pouring some Sand Reckoner wines in April.
So good.
Those are solid wines too. So
What's a wine that you discovered in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Me, Rioja. I love a Spanish wine.
Oh.
Yeah. For me, it's the like an Argentinian Malbec.
Ooh,
I love a good Malbec from Argentina. So that's like my go-to is, But so many good wines.
So many good wines.
It's such a fun hobby.
It is.
Because in our meetings, I'm like, I have a meeting today. But it's like a wine meeting where we get to just
Yes.
taste 8 different wines and figure out what we want to bring in. And so we can't complain. Our life is really great.
But you've worked hard for it.
Yeah.
And 6-year anniversary we just celebrated, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. So what are you guys loving in AZ right now? Outside of the work, what are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you reading? What are you loving?
Gosh, this weather is incredible.
Yeah, isn't it?
It is. It's so nice. Yeah, we went to a spring training game this last weekend, so that was really fun to go to.
Yeah, just being outside, I have 2 children, just going to the parks every day, just being outside, sipping on some rosé out back while we're eating dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. And they just Wren House just opened a new location right by me in Ahwatukee that I can walk to, which is dangerous because me and my husband and our daughter, we walk there all the time. We're like, let's go walk to Wren House, grab a drink. So it's just nice to be able to support like the other local businesses.
So you get the neighborhood hang.
Yes,
Like the people
that's her hang.
upstairs.
Yes,
who are
exactly.
taking the
That's my
elevator
neighborhood
down.
hang down in Ahwatukee.
Yeah, it's really special when a community is formed in that way, and when it's just steps away from your home. You know that you have people in your neighborhood that you can count on,
It is
whether it's just to meet you for a glass of wine or even, if you need help with the car, things that you need a neighbor. So it really is special. I'm very happy for you guys. Congratulations on your business soulmate ship.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is Genuwine. Tell us again where we find you.
Roosevelt and First Avenue.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Jamie's Local Love, the podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Soretta. Our technician is Tom Heidinger. Our editors are Lorraine Shearing and Gina Coy. Make sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star review, please. And tell your friends about the podcast and the businesses we feature to show your local love. You can find us on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
Jamie's Local Love, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast.